I think I am officially over this trap of self-improvement. I look back and feel like I have lived most of my life in this gestation phase where I feel like I'm endlessly preparing for something and I don't even know what it is. And I've never fully allowed myself to like emerge and accept the way that I'm emerging, and feeling like, every day is some kind of trial and it's like not the real thing right now. It's never this moment that's the most important. It's always something that I'm vaguely preparing for and never quite allowing myself to let this moment be the most important. And I recognize that this has been a major trap that I've been stuck in for a long time. I think a lot of it has to do with this point I'm at in my life. I am approaching my Saturn return, and so I'm having like Saturn kind of bring up a lot of things that I've not been fully acknowledging and embracing and like integrating about myself. And in my natal chart, I have Saturn opposing Venus, and oppositions tend to be like this bouncing between one extreme or the other. And I've definitely done that in regards to like the Saturn side of like restriction and feeling like I need to work really hard and kind of be like austere and disciplined and deprive myself of things in order to improve or like be a better version of myself. And then on the opposite side, we have Venus, which is more indulgent and prioritizes pleasure. It's also value and, just the enjoyment of life, like the beauty and enjoyment of life. So I think I've not been able to put like these two things on a balanced level. And I usually tend to go to Saturn, and I tend to never prioritize like beauty and fun and like pleasure in my life. And so I am realizing that my Saturn return is about integrating these two and finding some kind of harmony with them, because I am just like really feeling more drawn to want to have fun and like want to enjoy myself, because I feel like I just have not been prioritizing like my own enjoyment. I've spent so much time not enjoying myself when I could have. There's no reason for me to keep delaying my own satisfaction. And I don't mean in like a cheap dopamine kind of like, indulgent behavior. Like we can so overdo that and that's not healthy. But I just mean in like a finding satisfaction and peace in the moment because you accept it. If you don't accept like the imperfection of the moment, if you don't like fully embrace the moment as it is, it's like you can't really enjoy that. And I feel like I've always had this thing where I'm like dangling the carrot out in front of me, and it's always in front of me. Like I'm never there. I'm never here now. I'm not like upset that I've lived my life this way. I mean, it's obviously like I've had to go through this contrast to notice that it's not a balanced and, fun way to live. I just have noticed that I've always had the mindset of like I'm waiting to become, and I'm just not there yet. And regards to manifestation, like it's all about embodying that feeling now, like feeling the way you think you want to feel, like what you think you want is gonna make you feel that now. And then it doesn't even matter what you have, what that thing is that you want, because you already feel the way that you wanted to feel. And that, like, I've intellectually known that for years, but it's like, a thing where it's hard to bring it to the level of embodiment. It can sometimes take a lot of trial and error to fully embody like the truths that we can intellectually agree with. And so I am feeling, like really feeling now how I have kept the carrot way out there, and I'm just ready to step into enjoyment now and like make this moment special. I feel like I've never made this moment special in my life. I could never accept the moment enough to be like, this is it. And maybe that is where some of my escapist things come in, because I'm always running away from how things are now. Like I'm heavily on the seeking side. I'm always seeking and pursuing something. And I'm always making that more important than how this moment is and feels. It's just become very clear to me recently, and I just don't want to live like that anymore, because I think I've just missed. I feel like I've missed so much. There was this thing about how, like, you know, if you have a group of astrologers at the Grand Canyon, like, they'll just be sitting in the car looking at the map and not actually there, living in that moment and seeing it directly. And I feel like that's kind of what I've done. I kind of feel like I've lived more in my head, and I've lived more in my fantasies and my illusions and my thoughts than I've actually been in the moment. I could go on and on about how this has played out in my life, but I don't want to make this a long video. I just wanted to express that, like, I feel some kind of shift in me where I'm feeling like really in my body how it feels to not be here in this moment and to not make this moment the most exciting thing. I don't know why it always has felt to me like I have to sacrifice this moment for the next one. But like, when does that end? How does that resolve itself? When is this moment it? And it's kind of like, when I'm saying this out loud, it sounds kind of vague and abstract, but I think if you resonate with this, like, you know exactly what I mean. And I'm just ready to find ways to make it now. Make it now. And that is my intention. That's going to be like my biggest intention going forward into my Saturn return, into the rest of 2026. You know, I'm about to go travel again on my digital nomad journeys. I'm about to go back out of the country and start another travel stint, and I just am ready to do things differently now. I'm just feeling a shift. I'm just ready to be in it now. Right now is the main event. Just like, imagine how that would feel. Right now is the main event. It does feel like quite a shift in my attitude and my presence, but it's like, it would be such a relief to let go of the future. It would be such a relief to let go of the seeking and the pursuing, to just make right now the most important thing. Who cares about what I'm becoming? You know, I'm already there. If you resonate with this, this is your sign to do something to make now the main event. Whether it's buying flowers, putting flowers up around your house. I never do that because I'm like, well, what's the point in spending money? They just die. Well, it's about living in the present and enjoying a moment and knowing it's fleeting. Enjoying a moment that's going to change. Is it worth living in the moment when you know it's going to change? Yeah, of course. Because that just keeps happening. That's just life. It's all a series of moments that keeps changing. Why would we not? I don't know, something's hitting me right now where I just really feel like I have not been doing that. Wow, I've been missing out, and I don't want to miss out anymore. I'm ready to have fun. I want to have fun and enjoy myself. And I think that, from my point of view right now, from the journey I've been on so far, that is like my antidote. That is the real self-improvement for me, is finding joy and fun in every day. So this is your sign to do that as well.